So, hello and welcome. First off, this is not a professional channel. I am not a professional YouTuber at any point. I have never been one, don't want to be one. But I thought that this would be more helpful in a sense than just jumping on the microphone and trying to give a bunch of information to you about this game in particular, about what it is that you're doing, what it is you're chasing, what it is you want, blah, blah, blah. So, to cut to the short of it, my name is Jello. Um, Most people know me by Rawls01, but my tag name in game now is Jello. I am here to help you. I am a OG Guardian from D1 all the way through D2. I've been playing this game for a very long time, and I've reached max levels basically on everything that we have in the game at this point. Uh, Taking a look at my characters, you can see 1360 is the number I'm at. 1330 is the cap for this season. So I am about 32 points over the cap. So I'm actually 1362. So I do have a wealth of knowledge in terms of being able to teach people what the game is about or what to do. Today's video is just going to be a short tutorial on some quick items that you guys can do as you're playing through. Right now, most of you are probably playing on the free to play path instead of the paid path, which is a great choice at this moment just to see if you like the game, if you want to be a part of the game moving forward. So, with the free to play stuff, there are some paths that you can take to try to catch up to where we are. It's a little bit more difficult, obviously, because the harder content or the better content is locked behind the paywall, but it is totally doable. And it can be totally fun as well. So I'm going to kind of go through that stuff real quick, just give you a good idea of what it is that you should be trying to attack when you sign in on the weekly. Now, the weekly reset is always on Tuesday at 9 a.m. The game resets itself, so all the vendors will refresh their um, their bounties. They're also refresh, excuse me, the pinnacle items or powerful items that they can give out. As an example, Commander Zavala. Now it will allow you to turn in 8 bounties once again to him. As you turn in those 8 bounties, you will get a powerful reward from him, as well as Shax for the Crucible. Gambit will be the Drifter, and the Gunsmith is, of course, the Gunsmith. So you can go ahead and turn those bounties in. You can pick up bounties from these guys. What you want to do is try to pick up 8 bounties and complete all 8 bounties within the allotted time frame that we have. So from Tuesday today to next Tuesday, you have all that time to get those bounties completed with each of these vendors. If you're somebody who loves strikes, you'll get those done really quickly. If you love Gambit, you'll get those done really quickly. If you love Crucible, you'll get those done really quickly. Now, those Ingrams are powerful Ingrams, so they will give you like a +1 to the power level that you have, right? The Pinnacle Gear is what you're looking for to give you a +2 to your leveling system, okay? The Pinnacle Gear is within the playlist. As we look at our directory here, go to the destinations, and you'll see here that the Crucible is offering a Pinnacle Gear, okay? So if you play Crucible and you complete 3 matches, they will give you a free Pinnacle reward. Okay. If you play Strikes and do the same thing, you will get a Pinnacle reward for that as well. If you're able to do Nightfalls, then you will be able to get a powerful gear at tier 1. The higher end Nightfalls will give you a Pinnacle. Okay. The higher end Nightfalls require you to be a lot higher light. Okay. The ultimate one is the Grandmaster versions of those, which, as you can see, the recommended power level for those are 1370. So even I am under level when I'm going into the Grandmasters. Okay. I, for now, stay away from the Grandmasters. Okay. Typically, you want to focus on the Nightfalls that are the lower tier to get your light level up. Once you have your light level up, then you can decide what you want to do from there. The Adept is a 1250. and matchmaking is on. So if you only have two people and you're wanting to go in and do a nightfall, you can do that at 1250 because they will match you with a random third person. The hero version also has that same system at 1290, so you will improve your gear if you are in that 1290 area. You will get higher stuff that will drop for you. At 1320 is when matchmaking is off. So now you must have a pre-made fire team of 3 people to be able to go in and execute that. All right. The Grand Masters, of course, are 1370, but the Master version are 1350. Okay. You'll see that there's certain modifiers with the Master version and the Legend version versus the Hero and the Adept. Okay. Those variants require mods that you probably haven't acquired yet, but make sure you go and buy mods every day from the gunsmith. Okay. And I'll get to that in a second. Gambit also has the same reward system. So you complete 3 matches and you will get a pinnacle item. There are also other items that will allow you to get pinnacles. This tab here, which says Legends, is raids. Okay. The Vault of Glass is the raid right now that is free to play for all players. So you do not have to purchase anything for you to be able to play this. You will receive a lot of Pinnacle Gears from the Vault of Glass. Very good gear, very good weapons, right? So your armor and your weapons will come from the Vault of Glass. That will be in-game content and in-game relatable items that you can grab. You need a fire team of 6 to go in to play the Vault of Glass. Okay. Typically, you can go in there. There's plenty of videos on YouTube to show you how to complete those encounters. But if you've got somebody like myself who can kind of guide you through every encounter, uh, take advantage of that. That's the best way for you to get those done. You can see the recommended power for it is only 1300. So all you have to do is get to 1300 and you are good to go for the Vault of Glass. Right? Other items that will give you pinnacle rewards will be on planets. There are some items that will have pinnacle drops for you. Okay. The Blind Well. Okay, right here on the Dreaming City, you'll see this is the astral alignment, but right next to it is the Blind Well. The Blind Well is free to play, and it is guaranteed to drop weapons only. So there's some very, very good weapons that come out of the Blind Well. So farming those weapons will be useful for you as you're playing the game. Okay. The other thing that is free to play that is also really, really helpful and really fun as hell is the Prophecy Dungeon. The Prophecy Dungeon is a 3-man encounter. You can see the power level is only 1100. And as you're playing through, you're going to get some great gear and you're going to get some great weapons that we use in the Crucible today. Okay. So this is another great place to farm as well. And the encounters are really fun. They're really challenging and they're definitely something different. I would definitely suggest you guys go in and do the Prophecy Dungeon at some point as well. Okay. Another activity that you can do as well to get some good weapons would be the Battlegrounds on Nessus. Okay. On Nessus, the Battlegrounds is a great place to go as well. It's a great place to farm some of the weapons that we have had in the past as well that are still usable and applicable today. There's an SMG in there as one example that is amazing. Okay. So you definitely want to try to farm those. There's this one here. There is this one here. Okay. And I do believe that there is one more on probably another planet that I'm not thinking of right now, but at least these two are the ones that you want to start out with. And as you can see, they do vary in the level. That's 1100 that you can go into this one. This one is 1220 that you can go into that one. Okay. And these are again free to play. All right. Lastly, the thing that you want to do is try to make sure that you guys are at all times just making sure you're keeping whatever items you're receiving at this point. You don't necessarily know what the definition of a God roll weapon is at this moment. You don't necessarily know what the definition of a God roll armor set is at this moment. Okay. Those are things that you will discover as you keep playing, but the big idea here is to gather as much stuff as you can first. Okay. I'll make something separate on God rolls or what is a good roll or some things that you should keep, blah, 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 later on, once you get a little bit more advanced into the game. Right? But this is just a good starting point for you guys so that you can kind of see what we're talking about when you come into the game. All right. If you've completed the story missions, these should be available to you, and these are the next steps that you want to take. If you're a brand new Guardian, my suggestion to you is to please finish the story missions. The more you finish the story missions, the more you will unlock in the game and the more stuff that you can get yourself into. Okay. So that's a primary focus, is to make sure you finish those story missions. Okay. With the vendors themselves, as you're playing a playlist that you like, I am a big Crucible guy. I love Crucible. So as you can see, I'm going to go over here to talk to Shax really quick. And you can see my ranking. Okay. Now, my ranking right now is Guardian 1, rank number 1. Okay. And that is because I have reset my Valor with him. Every time that I move up a rank, it will continue to give me a reward for that. So once I get to rank 4, I will get upgrade modules. Once I get to rank 7, I will get enhancement cores. Okay, once I get to 10, I will get the same thing. At 13, I will start to get enhancement prisms. These are items right now that you don't really necessarily know what they're used for, but trust me, they are valuable and you need them in order to make builds. Okay. At the highest rank, when you first start out, you'll actually get what we call a golf ball. Okay, it's an enhancement prism, and it looks like this. Okay. That that Ascendant Shard is a big, huge component to master working your gear. Okay. So you definitely want to try to upgrade at least one playlist as you're playing so that you can get one of those Ascendant Shards. The cost for those are crazy in game. All right. And I'll show you those in a second. The note here is every time you do rank up, you will receive an Engram. And as you can see, I have ranked up at 285 times. Okay. So I have 285 Engrams that I can collect. Every time I collect one of these Engrams, it has a chance to drop an armor piece or a weapon that could be valuable to me. Okay. So I'm a little bit later in the game, so a lot of this stuff isn't as valuable to me, right? But as an example, this is a total stat number of 56, and your breakdown will dictate what your mobility, your resilience, your recovery, your discipline for grenades, your intellect for your super, or your strength for your melee will be. So once you put builds all together, then you can start targeting what numbers you want this to be once you have high gear. An example of high gear is what I'm hovering over right now at 75, at 86, this chest piece at 103. Okay. This is what we would consider God tier gear. You will get these drops as you play more and more. Okay. And you get further into the end game. All right. So this is a great source of getting gear as well, ranking up your favorite playlist. Whether that be Gambit, Strikes, or the Crucible, it's a great way to get free stuff. Okay. As you rank up, you will also unlock these purchasables, which sometimes they actually do have some very good rolls. I will make sure and try to communicate those days where I see there are good rolls for specific types: hunters, warlocks, or titans. Okay, that way you know you can go purchase those things as well.
All
Okay,
battles are just a lesson, Guardian.
the gunsmith himself is who sells us those golf balls. And as you can see, hovering over this, it will cost you 10 enhancement prisms, along with planetary material, and 50,000 glimmer to just get one. So that's why I say it's important to make sure you rank up your favorite playlist so you get a free one where you do not have to pay that. Because if you're paying that, you're going to be hurting. As somebody like myself who's been in the game for a long time, I have a number of resources. So it's not as expensive for me because I have a uh, total cluster of all the stuff that I need. Okay, as you can see, I have over 22,000 legendary shards. Okay, I have 3,000 bright dust. So it's for me, it's not that bad of a cost, but for somebody that's just starting out or for somebody that's returning, it is pretty expensive. Right? That's your basic rundown. That's the basic, path I can give you at this point. Remember, complete your story mission, and as soon as you complete your story mission, then start jumping into some playlists that you like. Get your pinnacles done first so that your power level goes up. Work on getting your bounties done, all 8 for each vendor. Make sure you collect your pinnacle items first, then turn in all your bounties together. And once you've turned in all your bounties, go around and pick up all your powerful engrams from them too, so that they can give you a nice little bump as well. And then go into some of those playlists that I talked about earlier in the video so that you can farm out some of the gear, farm out some of the weapons, and just have a good time. If you guys have any questions, I'm sure I'll put out another video or two just to kind of give you another little clue into some other things, but feel free to hit me up at any point or ask Randy, and Randy will ask me. All right. You guys have a good one.